Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be taking a dive into r/Am I Overreacting? So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in listening to with me today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please, thank you. First post, posted by WesternCat5211. Am I overreacting to break up with my boyfriend of 3 years over his reaction to my upcoming sobriety anniversary? Alcoholism was something I struggled with in my 20s, and I finally got into therapy and got sober. I did smart recovery, and it's been a lot of hard work changing a lot of my habits, and it's something I'm proud of. I thought I'd get one of the berry chantilly cakes. The screenshots are from the convo with my boyfriend when I was thinking about it. He acted normal when he got home, but the way he talked to me really hurt my feelings. The kind of relationship I want is one where I can share something like this and the other person would be like, that's awesome. Or even, I'll pick it up for you or something. I don't need or want a parade, but I feel like my person should celebrate with me. I'm thinking of ending it with him, because the more I think about this, the sadder it makes me feel. But I am posting about this because I know Reddit is very unforgiving and strict about addiction, and maybe you guys will show me how I'm blowing it out of proportion. I don't want to walk away too soon. He has never talked to me so negatively before, saying stuff like, you wanted a pat on the back, and I'm not going to act like you're a hero. Doesn't feel like the way a good partner would talk. That's because it's not. And if anyone on Reddit wants to slag you off for a past addiction, they suck too. So these are the screenshots then. OP's in green and the boyfriend is in grey. I'm thinking about getting myself a cake for December 12th. Why? 2 years sober. Yeah, but why would you get a cake? Just to celebrate. So you're celebrating doing the bare minimum, lol. It's something that took work and has been difficult for me. But you still need my validation to buy yourself a cake? No, I'm not looking for validation. I wanted to share with you since I thought you'd be happy for me. No, you wanted a pat on the back from me and now you're pissed I didn't give it to you because I'm not going to act like you're a hero for doing the bare minimum. You were the one who chose to drink too much. Don't make it everyone else's problem. Wow, what an asshole. Why are you talking to me like this? Are you having a bad day at work? I'm just being real with you. This is not something worth buying a cake over. Like, do not go around telling our friends about this because it will look bad. Okay, never mind. Did you want to go to Thingy after work to see Thingy? I'm watching the game with so-and-so. Okay, I'll see you at home. Maybe Taylor will be there. Haha. Ew, I hope not. What an asshole. An absolute asshole. This guy sounds like he just doesn't like when the spotlight's not on him, so he's throwing a little paddy because the OP's trying to celebrate themselves and they don't like that. This is not somebody that if a friend was in a relationship with them that I would assume actually liked them. You know, this person doesn't seem to like the OP. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'd put them in the bin. Be gone with them. So, Class Affectionate 343 says, the way you moved on from his disrespect so quickly in this text convo makes me feel like maybe he's talked to you like this before. Don't let condescending bullshit become the norm. You don't need this tainting your inner dialogue. Part of recovery is celebrating milestones and appreciating the positives you are nurturing. Hell yeah, it's cake day. And then the OP replied saying, yeah, I get that. I was trying to just move along and ask about plans because I was getting upset and didn't want to lash out without calming down. And then Expensive Storm 4810 says, this is self-abandonment in order to keep the peace. If you're a recovering addict, trying to win the love of someone who cannot love is addicting in its own rights. If you can see that, maybe you can use the same tools in your recovery in getting yourself away from him. Yeah, and I do hope they do get themselves away from him, because ew, he seems gross. How can I be quilty assin? Oh, I have no idea. Am I overreacting to skip Thanksgiving after my mum basically said I'm an embarrassment for not having a husband and kids by now? I'm 35F and single for 3 years. I was engaged, but he, Charles, was doing weird roleplay with people on a video game, which was fucking disgusting. It really up, and yes, I've been in therapy. I've dated since then, but nothing serious. I have never had my mum say something like this to me. I do not want to go to Thanksgiving after this. The way she said, "Don't shoot the messenger," it's clear the rest of my family have been talking about me, and she was the one elected to say it. I don't want to drive 2 hours just to sit with people who think I should have stayed in a relationship with a fucking cheating, degenerate little bitch. Would I be overreacting for not going? Is that too much? I'm honestly too hurt and angry to be objective right now. Would you ever say this to your daughter? Like, I have a good job, I'm educated, I have friends and hobbies, I own my condo, and I have 3 car payments left. I have a cat. Why is the end all be all me having a husband and kids? I don't know, I'm pissed. Help. So, of course, these are just the text messages from the mother. "Sorry if this hurts your feelings, but it's time for some tough love. You made a big mistake when you broke it off with blank. I know you didn't like what he did, but giving up over it was stupid. Everyone else has a family, your sister, your brother, your cousins. Doesn't that make you feel embarrassed to be the only one without a family? Doesn't it make you lonely? You are too old for roommates. It's time to grow up. Just my 2 cents. Don't shoot the messenger. Love you, sweetie. Just something to think about." Is mum being cheated on by dad by any chance, and is salty that you were brave enough to get out and she was not? I'm not being funny, but having a family is not the be-all and end-all. Reproducing is not the be-all and end-all, and having a husband or a wife is not the be-all and end-all. As long as you are happy, you are healthy, and, you are making strides in life that make you happy, who cares about what the status quo is? Not me. Oh, God, I can't stand people like this. So, down in the comments, Free2026 says, "You put you first. You don't have to satisfy their needs. You may choose to be single, or raise a child on your own, or find a man who is your match. Not all men are sex perverts. Life has a fun way of getting us where we need to be. It's okay to let the family stew in their own juices." Ew. You deserve to do life the way you see fit. Go be you and keep doing a fantastic job. Hug. Next post, "Am I overreacting? My father ruined my drawing." I, 19F, have recently decided to learn how to draw. I've never been good at making art, it's never been my thing, but I'm a huge fan of cartoons and I wanted to learn how to draw my favourite characters. This week I made this drawing of Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's the first time I've actually done something I'm really proud of. I know that for some experienced artists this is nothing, but to me it meant everything. It might not be the best fan art in the world, but when I finished it I felt proud. I felt happy. I want to get better at painting and doing sketches, but this felt pretty good to me, and I showed it off to everyone in my house because I felt so good about my drawing. I left the sketch with a couple of others I'd been working on at the coffee table in the living room, since I was looking for a frame to put it on, because I wanted to hold on to it as the first I'd ever made. I had to put a hold on looking for a frame since my cousin, 15F, came to spend the weekend at my house. She is an artist and was also proud of my sketch, which made me like it even more. About an hour ago, my cousin was leaving and I came to collect my drawing since my aunt bought me a frame to put it in as an early Christmas present by my cousin. But when I looked at it, I saw someone had doodled over it. I immediately burst into tears and I felt my heart shatter. When I came into the kitchen and showed it to my family, my father admitted that it was him who had done that with a blue pen, joking that dude needed some lashes. I broke down crying again and told him that he ruined my drawing. He said he didn't and was just testing out the pen and decided to contribute to it somehow. My mother got pissed at me for making a scene in front of my cousins and aunt, and my father kept telling me to grow up and stop crying for such a stupid reason since I could just make another drawing. I tried to explain to him that the sentimental value this sketch had and how making another one won't fix the issue, and that he knew how much that drawing meant to me. I also told him that he would have been really pissed if I had doodled over his work spreadsheets, but he said it's not a fair comparison. Both my mum and my dad are pissed at me for being upset about the drawing. They think I'm overreacting, but to me, it's not about just the drawing. It's about dismissing my feelings and the effort I put into this work. My father refuses to apologise, and my mum thinks I embarrass my father in front of his sister. So Reddit, am I overreacting? No, it's a massive disrespect to do that to someone else's artwork, whether they think it's important or not, or just a little sketch. It's shitty to do that. And if he really wanted to test out the pen, he could have scribbled it in the corner, like a blank corner where you hadn't drawn on, or maybe even the back if he thought it wasn't that much of an important drawing. But to do that, it just does feel shitty. And they're all on the defensive now. That's what it is. It's not nice to do that at the end of the day, especially with something that the OP had made it clear to everyone in the house they were really proud of. They hadn't just drawn it and left it on the side. They had gone and shown it to everyone to be like, look, I'm really proud of my drawing. So let's have a look at the drawing then. So yeah, as you can see, the OP's dad has drawn eyelashes on the drawing. Why would you do that? And that was the original drawing. So yeah, I hope the OP doesn't let this put them off making more art, because for their first attempt, that's a really good drawing. Shit me, my first attempts at drawing back in the day were terrible. So, down in the comments, Heavy Entrepreneur 565 says not overreacting. There was no reason that he should have drawn on that at all other than to ruin your art. A child might do something like that in innocence, but a grown man who knew how proud of that you were should know better. Him drawing on that with pen, ruining it, is so ignorant and or intentionally malicious. You having an emotional reaction is normal. He deserves to be embarrassed at what he's done. That drawing is great and you should be proud of yourself. If you can, maybe you can use some whiteout to get rid of the blue. Or, if you're not willing to risk ruining it more, you should just keep it as it is. I hate to be this guy, but if I were you, I wouldn't share my art with him anymore. As an artist, I know how intimate art can be to us. Even something as simple or silly as a cartoon character, especially the first piece you've made that you're proud of. You should keep making art regardless of what he did and how he made you feel, because at the end of the day, your art is made for you, and you're really good at it too. Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with this commenter. I really hope the OP doesn't let this put them off, because it does look like they've got some talent they're unlocking there, and it would be such a shame if they were put off by someone who's just a selfish bastard. Next post, am I overreacting for giving a girl this note? I apologise in advance for my sloppy handwriting, but for context, I go to this doctor's office once a week to get allergy shots. The other day, I stopped in a new smoke shop. Another customer came in who I recognised, but I couldn't place where I knew her from until I saw her working as a receptionist today at my allergist. Two men were working at the smoke shop. One seemed to be around my age, 25, and then an older gentleman who made me uncomfortable the entire time. He wasn't interested in helping me, he was interested in chatting with me about life and personal things, and I kept ignoring him. When she came in, she seemed to be friends with the younger guy. They seemed to have a flirtatious vibe going. When she left, the older guy proceeded to make comments about her and her body that disturbed me because they were all in a sexual context. When I finally placed who she was and where I knew her from when I saw her today, I just felt this overwhelming nerve like I had to tell her, because I was scared this was her usual shop and I wanted her to be cautious around this guy. But I didn't know how to tell her because the office was a C-shaped desk with several other receptionists next to her and a busy waiting room, and I didn't want to embarrass her. I decided to write a note to keep it private. I texted my friend to see if it was a good idea, but never heard any feedback, which left me hesitant. Ultimately, I decided to give her the note, but now I'm battling with second thoughts, wondering if I made her self-conscious, or if it just wasn't my place because she isn't someone I know personally. But another part of me feels like she needed to know because she had a flirtatious relationship with the younger guy, and if that goes anywhere, she may frequent the location more, and she's obviously already a regular there as she's close enough with one employee. I don't know, I tried to keep the note kind of light-hearted and funny to make it less creepy, but I still kind of feel like a weirdo. Am I overreacting? I always think it's good to warn someone if someone could be a bit creepy towards them or a danger to them, for sure. So let's have a read of the note first. Hey, I felt weird saying this in a waiting room with people plus your co-workers. I hope a note isn't strange. I think I saw you at a smoke shop in blank the other day, and girl to girl, I wanted to let you know that the older man said some creepy things when you left that made me uncomfortable. Please be careful around him. The one you were friends with didn't really participate, just awkwardly laughed along, but girl to girl, you deserve someone who smacks a bitch who talks like that. You are beautiful and deserve to be safe. I felt like I had to say something, and then I actually cannot read. Girl? What, girl? I have no idea. I can't read that last bit. I don't know. Don't know if like smacking your colleague is a good idea if you don't like something they're saying, because that's probably going to get you the sack. So not sure I agree there, but I agree with the sentiment of perhaps they don't mean literally. Maybe just like verbally give them a what for kind of thing. Maybe that's what the OP meant. But yeah, I definitely don't think it's a bad thing at all. So, Creepy Cream 9161 says, not overreacting. Absolutely. It would warm my heart to get a note like this. When women support each other like this, it's truly a beautiful thing, and you should be proud of yourself. Yeah, definitely. I don't think that there's any problem with it. Like I say, I think at the end of the day, this woman can take the warning and heed the warning or ignore it. At least the OP can be safe in the knowledge that they did what they could. Okay, next post, posted by Mum Jeans. Am I overreacting? My boyfriend, 42M, of 3 years, doesn't know my 35F name. What? As the title states, my 35F boyfriend, 42M, of 3 years, didn't know my middle name or the spelling of my last name until today. For more context, we met 10 years ago when I still had my maiden name. I got divorced 4 years ago and have kept my married name since. Right. So here's the text thread. My update in my blank information, please send me your current address and email, thanks. And then they send it, and they send something else, and then they say, full name please babe, and they send it, and then say, you don't know my name? Babe, I did not know your middle name, or the spelling of your last name, but who would? And they reply saying, oh, this sounds like one of those scams where they like message you and they're like, oh, I'm just doing this, can you send me the blah 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 blah. But I suppose if it's coming direct from your boyfriend's number, then obviously it wouldn't be, would it? I guess. But yeah, that's what that sounds like. So, down in the comments, Lost Diet 1176 says, you are overreacting. If he treats you right outside of this, then please don't hold it against him. I have a hard time remembering birthdays no matter how hard I try. I swear it's a form of undiagnosed dyslexia or something. Truthfully, my brain just prefers to remember other things about people more. I suspect that this may be the case of a man who considers other things about you important outside of what you would typically consider important. Or maybe a disability? Name spelling really isn't that bad, and nobody uses middle names hardly. I bet he remembers the things you like or your favourite colour. Dudes are weird like that. I mean, I guess with the middle name, but not knowing how to spell the last name is crazy to me. And being together for 3 years and not knowing the middle name? That's crazy to me. Although, I'm not sure if I asked a few of my mates what my middle name was, they would be able to tell me. Because I don't use it. So yeah, I suppose maybe the middle name I would understand. This one, by the way, the comments were so split on whether the OP was actually overreacting or not. It's quite interesting. So another commenter, Outrageous Honey 2186, says, I know I didn't know some friends' last names until something came up where I saw it. Like when we'd pay for something and we'd all put our cards down, or we had to sign up for stuff and our last names were there. But it all tended to have happened within a year of knowing each other. However, I would like to think a partner would be different. You've been together 3 years. I assume you've been to each other's houses if you don't live together. You've known each other for 10 years. It's extremely weird to not know by now. And asking who would? Someone who cares to know? Wouldn't be the relationship for me. It points to other things that likely would find issue with. But for many, I'm sure this isn't a big deal. I don't think you're overreacting at all, OP. Yeah, I think for a boyfriend of 3 years who didn't even know my last name, or how to spell my last name, should I say, that would annoy me. To be fair, I'd be like, what are you playing at? Like, we've known each other how long now? And you still don't know that? What is going on? Right then, last post for the day, posted by Electric Bug 2076. Am I overreacting? Boyfriend's dad is a bit weird towards me. Writing this in a rush, sorry if it's sloppy. My boyfriend and I are both 19 and have been dating for about a year now. His parents are divorced and his mum is usually out of the country, state, for work, so he's always with his dad. My boyfriend's dad and I are pretty cordial, but ever since I met my boyfriend, I've always been really close to his mum because we bond over little things. I rarely text his dad, but recently he's been texting me a lot. Usually about trivial things like the weather and where my boyfriend is. For the past few weeks, he's been texting me frequently. My boyfriend knows how much he texts me, which is slightly weird to me, but I've just been responsive and kind. However, recently he's said stuff about coming early to see me or catch me before I leave and wanting to be with me alone. At first I was like, I don't want to take it the wrong way, but he texted me that he liked my leggings. It kind of rubbed me wrong because he's never made those comments until this month. Again, I don't know if I'm taking it weirdly. I'm not used to talking or texting this much with my significant other's parents. Right, let's have a look then at these messages, shall we? The dad's in grey, the OP's in blue. Hey blank, you left your earbuds here on the couch downstairs. Are you already on the road? Oh my god, I read this text way too late. Yeah, I'm driving. I was actually searching for my AirPods for a good 5 minutes in my car. No worries at all. You can pick them up whenever you're back. Just left them on the table for you in case you stop by tomorrow morning. And then the OP says thank you. Hey, are you staying over tonight? Want to know whether or not I should come home early? What? Why would you need to come home early? If the OP is there with their boyfriend, they're 19. They're old enough to look after themselves. Yeah, I'm currently with blank and planning to stay over if that's okay with you. No worries, looks like I'll be coming home fast today anyway. Hopefully I'll catch you before you sleep. And then laughing face. Thinking about you today. Did you change your mind about staying over? I think I got home before I was able to catch you. And hey, did you want to come with me to Pratt Street to pick some stuff up for Blank's birthday? I sadly had to leave early because someone needed help at work. I'd love to go birthday shopping for Blank though. Maybe Blank can tag along too. I'm sure he knows everything Blank likes. Yeah, that's really creepy, the whole thinking about you today bit. I was thinking it would just be the both of us. That's fine too. We can discuss the details soon then. Blank, did you get to work safely? And are you on your way back to your home? Yeah, thanks for asking. I liked those blue leggings you wore this morning. Oh, no. Before that, I suppose you could say the other stuff might have had an innocent explanation, like the thinking of you today could be in a way of like, oh, I was just thinking about you, where you might have been, just checking in kind of thing. But that leggings comment at the end is diabolical. So down in the comments, Warrior Lord says, tell your boyfriend ASAP. I promise this is weird behaviour. Don't let anyone try to convince you otherwise, and if they do, run away as fast as you can, please. And then Superb B7019 says, red flags. I would chill out on texting him and I wouldn't be alone with him. I'd also let a friend or parent know, God forbid anything happens. This is creepy, I'd be avoiding him. Be firmer with your boundaries or your passiveness. He will wrongly, but still, interpret as permission or something to justify the actions he wants. Just no to all of this, not overreacting, and then they put a bunch of red flags. Okay, so I think that's all we've got time for today. If you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that'll be your initiation into the Coven of Void. Welcome. Don't forget also to put a comment for the algorithm pleasing. We must bow to the algorithm overlords here. Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Goodbye.